Hello and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. Today we're going to be in the book of Matthew. Going to read chapter 26 verses 36 through 41, so a touch of a long passage tonight. I'm going to start with the English Standard Version. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And taking with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch me." And going a little further, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." And then he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "So could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." All right, now the New Century Version. Then Jesus went with his followers to a place called Gethsemane. He said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the two sons of Zebedee with him, and he began to be very sad and troubled. He said to them, "My heart is full of sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and watch with me." After walking a little further away from them, Jesus fell to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, do not give me this cup of suffering, but do what you want, not what I want." Then Jesus went back to his followers and found them asleep. He said to Peter, "You men could not stay awake with me for 1 hour? Stay awake and pray for strength against temptation. The spirit wants to do what is right, but the body is weak." Okay, so the main thing I want to talk about with this is, depending on what terminology you want to use, either sleeping faith or stagnant faith. This instance, it happened 2 other times where the disciples fell asleep. Peter, James, and John, they fell asleep while Jesus went out to pray. On the 3rd time, that's when Judas was coming to betray Jesus. So, was the faith of Peter, James, and John stagnant? Was their faith asleep, so to speak? That's a question to think about, but it's also something that we have to think about today. As we go through our daily walks, and I always use very small, kind of random examples, but these random examples are very important. As we go through our daily lives, if we see someone that is very noticeably hungry, you can tell they haven't had a meal in a while, but we say to ourselves, "I'm too busy, I can't do this. Someone else behind me will take care of that person." Is your faith stagnant at that point? Is your faith asleep at that point? Or, harder question, is your faith just completely shaken at that point? Either way, our faith cannot be asleep. It cannot be stagnant. We have to be ready to serve God at all times, especially in a world today when things that are very well clearly defined as evil in the Bible are becoming accepted by the world today. The more we have a sleeping or a stagnant faith, the more that evil prevails. So, let's not let our faith grow stagnant. I hope you find encouragement in this, and I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.